Hey guys, I'm Dan Wolf. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a very chilly, very fall-like Saturday here in the mountains of East Tennessee where Dan lurks around at. It feels absolutely wonderful outside, and the cooler weather means Planet Coaster 2 is getting closer, and I think we're all very excited about that. This is kind of like a video for more casuals, not the people like us that are kind of consuming this, you know, like every single waking moment of our lives and kind of checking on this stuff every day. This is the FAQ that Planet Coaster 2 just updated and put on their website, so I thought I would run through some of these. Like I said, if you're a little more casual, maybe you've not been keeping up with Planet Coaster 2 that much and you still have some questions of what's going on with it, so let's just dive right in. Of course, Planet Coaster 2 will release on November 6th. That's a Wednesday, so people are going to have some decisions to make, like me. Like, do I take Wednesday as a it's a given I'm going to take Wednesday as a vacation. The not given is, what do I do about Thursday, Friday? Is that going to be one that I'm just gonna kind of roll, like maybe just do Monday, Tuesday that week and then roll into Wednesday and the launch and the weekend and play all the way until Monday? I don't know yet. We'll have to kind of see how all that goes down. Mac players, you are not going to want to hear what I'm about to say. It does not look like your platform is going to be supported or have plans to be supported. What platforms will Planet Coaster 2 be available on? Planet Coaster 2 will be arriving on PC via Steam and Epic, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. The price, we are rolling in at $49.99 USD, $39.99 in a British pound. A Deluxe Edition will also be available for $64.99, so tack a little bit onto that and you get, like, I think in total it's going to be like 13 extra rides, I believe. You get like a 10-pack ride pack, like a vintage ride pack, and they're going to throw in 3 more extra rides on top of that for shelling out a little more coin. From what I understand, you're not going to get to play the game early. You know how a lot of these studios, that when they do these like, Deluxe Edition or Collector Edition, you get to jump in the game like 3, 4, 5 days early. That does not look to be the case with the Deluxe Edition. You are going to get the Vintage Funfair Ride Pack with 10 vintage rides, and then you will also receive a bonus ride collection containing 3 extra ride designs. So $64.99, 13 rides that the rest of us will not have. That seems like I think that kind of makes the $64.99 seem worth it. 13 extra rides that some of us may not have access to until later down the road. I don't know if we'll ever be able to just buy those outright. I assume we'll be able to at some point, but that would probably be much later after launch to give people a reason to buy the Deluxe Edition and show those rides off that the Standard Edition people don't have. Will there be new features in Planet Coaster 2? Yes, there will. Of course, if you've been keeping up with this at all and not been living under a rock, we are getting a all-new water park experience of Planet Coaster 2. So if this is one of your first Planet Coaster 2 videos, it is not just going to be about theme parks and coasters this time. Frontier has added in the water park element with slides, raft rides, pools, wave pools, lazy rivers, themes that go with, that kind of go hand in hand with the water park resort vibe. So if you're asking, well, what's different from Planet Coaster? Why should I buy this? If you're anything into water parks or interested in that, and not to mention the graphical overhaul, the lighting overhaul, all of that, if any of that interests you, it is going to be a big leap from Planet Coaster to Planet Coaster 2. Also, if you're new to the channel, a bunch of us creators got access to the game for about an hour and a half, 2 hours last week. And we definitely see many changes to that original Planet Coaster experience that a lot of us are excited about. Does Planet Coaster 2 have multiplayer? Kinda no, yes. It's not going to be an experience like Parkitect. If you're familiar with that game, Parkitect is a theme park simulator, but when they say multiplayer, like you were actually able to jump in with your friends. I don't remember how many, like maybe up to 3, maybe up to 4, and you all were able to actually build simultaneously, where they're where multiplayer in Planet Coaster 2 is going to be like asynchronously, you know, it's like I can build and then save it and send it to you and you can pick up where I left off. Beyond Drew and I even had some streams where we streamed together in Parkitect, and from the moment we fired that up, we're like, oh my gosh, could you imagine if Planet Coaster had this, if we could build at the same time simultaneously. That's not going to be the option with Planet Coaster 2, but you'll be able to build with your friends, just kind of like we always have. Can you mix coaster and water rides in the same park? Of course. While some scenarios in Planet Coaster will focus on managing coaster parks and water parks separately, they can also be combined to create a truly thrilling experience for guests. And that is kind of where my part of the game comes in, essentially the sandbox part of the game. And I know I'm going to do some crazy mix matched. It's going to be like, like Magic Kingdom and Universe and Islands of Adventure mashed, and then just sprinkle in Volcano Bay and Typhoon Lagoon. Like, we are going to go absolutely nuts with the combinations that we're going to be able to do in this game. Will there be post-launch DLC? Of course. They don't have it, of course, politically on here, they're going to say, we don't have anything to share regarding post-launch DLC. We're currently focused on development ahead of launch later this year. Of course, there'll be DLC down the road. This game is going to absolutely probably break records for them, particularly with simultaneously launching on PC and console at the same time. Remember, the original Planet Coaster, I believe there was like a 5 or 6 year gap between PC version and the consoles. So now it's all launching together. So fret not if you are like in a GTA type of spot where you're like, oh man, am I going to have to wait like a couple years before the console version comes out? No, this is all launching together on November 6th, and I've not heard any indication of console delays. Sometimes that happens, particularly with, a lot of times you'll hear it with PlayStation. They'll say PlayStation launch coming or Xbox launch coming in summer of 2025 or spring. It doesn't look like that. It's all going down on November 6th. Will there be a subscription pass like the original Planet Coaster? We do not have anything to share regarding a subscription pass. That's typically Frontier verbiage for yes, a subscription pass will be coming. They're probably just going to get they have to get a little meat on the bone. They have to get a couple DLC cycles going. Probably going to take a couple years, but then they probably will throw out that pass once they have enough DLCs to warrant you subscribing monthly to get those DLCs added to your library and sent over to you. So that type of verbiage from Frontier. Subscription passes will be happening, just probably not for a long time. Will there be a physical edition of Planet Coaster 2? We don't have anything to share regarding... That's another. We don't have anything to share. And I'm going to tell you the difference here in a moment when we get down here. We don't have anything to share. That means that there possibly could be a physical edition being worked on that could be shipped out to you via probably, I would say, exclusively ordering it through the Planet Coaster 2 website. I could see... but that verbiage, I think a physical edition will happen at some point, probably just not at launch. Will you be, and this is a big one, even a lot of people that are very, very seasoned with Planet Coaster and Frontier, will you be able to transfer your builds and save over from the first game? That is a big no. Your parks, your rides, your blueprints, none of that will be able to come over. You will be able to not transfer saves, parks, or blueprints from the original Planet Coaster. They say Planet Coaster is a brand new game and experience for our players with, a totally new overhaul, new, completely separate game. So we will not be able to bring those parks over. Unfortunately, everybody really would have lost their minds if that would have been happening, because I know a lot of people take these parks and these rides personal. There are people out here that have been working on the same park for 8 years, like, ever since the game launched, they still have like their original parks they're working on, or projects like, Mass Bandit and No Name Landia. They're going to have to start that over if they want to do a Planet Coaster 2 iteration of that. And a lot of the Bro Nation guys have those long-standing, parks going, and you know, Geekism, Jonty had some really fun series going. Particularly, I would have loved to see, or maybe he will do a revamp of Uzuri, that kind of like he was doing with Mass Bandit. I would love to see a Planet Coaster 2 iteration of that one day. You know, maybe when they feel that we have enough pieces to kind of pull that off. Probably they're looking for more adventure type pieces, adventure pack type releases that I'm sure will come down the road. There's no doubt we will get some kind of jungle vibe type DLC, albeit it probably won't be called adventure pack. But, you know, I think we can definitely look forward to that. I don't have a high-spec PC, and I don't have a current-gen Xbox or PlayStation. Can I still play the game? Good news for you guys. We are delighted that Planet Coaster 2 will be available to play through our partnership with NVIDIA's GeForce Now. A lot of my buddies utilize GeForce Now, so I think they are going to be very happy that you are going to be able to play Planet Coaster 2 through that cloud gaming service, and you're not going to have to go out and try to figure out some way to get you an $1,100, you know, $2,000 PC. You will be able to play this through GeForce Now, and that is freaking awesome. Reach as many players as they can. What languages? Voiceover and text support for English, French, German, European, Spanish, simplified Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. Text-only support will be available in Italian, Dutch, Polish, Portuguese, Brazilian, or traditional Chinese. So they have your languages covered there. Pretty good bit of languages. Will Planet Coaster 2 have an Oswald Eugene counter or similar build limiter? They've said this in some of the deep dives. Yes, Planet Coaster 2 will feature an Oswald Eugene counter when playing on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. It's just what they say is it's basically a tool that keeps that's going to enable you to play on your platforms without the system bogging down. We know this is a very intense piece by piece type genre. It is what it is. They're going to have to limit the piece count on the consoles, or it would brick your parks. You would be getting like 2 frames per second. As hard as some of you guys go with these piece counts. Will there be controller support for PC? Yes, Planet Coaster 2 will support controllers. I've got my little Xbox controller here, but I am more of a keyboard and mouse warrior, so I think that is probably how I will mostly play the game. No word on Nintendo Switch version either. I've got my little Switch here ready for Planet Coaster 2, but I don't think that is happening, at least not right now, not right off the bat. That is not what has been listed as an officially supported console. As far as Steam Deck goes, I'm assuming you'll be able to play with the Steam Deck. Don't quote me on that. That's not been officially listed anywhere either, but I'm assuming you'll be able to possibly pull it up onto Steam Deck. Will there be mouse and keyboard support for console? Yes, we will feature support for the use of mouse and keyboard on compatible consoles. Where can you buy Planet Coaster 2? Planet Coaster 2 can be pre-ordered now, and you can visit the buy page, and I'll link it down below on the planetcoaster.com actual website. Will Planet Coaster 2 be coming to any additional platforms in the future? There are no plans to bring Planet Coaster 2 to any additional platforms. And like I said, for you Mac guys, that is the unfortunate wording. Typically, when they say that, there are no plans to bring Planet Coaster 2 to any additional platforms, that means it's not coming. Like, if this was worded as we don't have anything to announce at this point regarding other platforms, I would think that you have hope. Maybe even the Switch may have hope. But with that's Frontier verbiage. As far as me being around them for almost 10 years now, 9 years now, would not look for Mac support. I do not think that is coming. I have pre-ordered the standard edition. Can I upgrade to deluxe? No, there is no way to upgrade from standard to deluxe at this time. So unfortunately, if you wanted those extra rides, but you've already pre-ordered the standard, you cannot upgrade for that extra money. So I don't know if there would be a way to maybe cancel your standard and rebuy the deluxe. I'm not sure about that. Will the Frontier Workshop content be cross-platform? It will be. Players can share and download blueprints and parks between PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 5. So that's going to be really cool if you're playing on your Xbox. If you see something I or one of my buddies creates, you will be able to take that blueprint and play it on your console. What are the PC minimum requirements for Planet Coaster? They are going to require a 64-bit processor, at least have Windows 10. You're going to at least have to have an i5 6600K and at least an AMD Ryzen 2600. Graphics card, you're going to at least need a GTX 1060 or a Radeon RX 5600 XT. I'll link this down. Like I said, this will all be linked, and I might put this in the in my description below of the requirements. And then even down at the very bottom, they kind of specifically pointed this out. Will there be Mac operating system support for Planet Coaster 2? No, we don't have any plans for native Mac OS support. The game will, however, be available for Mac players to play via NVIDIA's GeForce Now cloud gaming service. So always remember, you got that to fall back on, Mac guys and gals. And yeah, that is it. That is everything you need to know as far as the FAQs go for Planet Coaster 2 right now. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will link this so you can kind of go read some of this more into detail. This is just a kind of like a quick overview of some of the questions they've seen out there. So reference back to this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you end up enjoying this content, and definitely stick around for more Planet Coaster 2 shenanigans coming your way definitely in the next couple months, leading right up into launch. I'm S. Dan Wolf. Appreciate you guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video.